Offshore C and B, 3 laps for 45 miles, as we see now many of the boats beginning to line up for this beginning of the C and S start here in Key West. We've got about 40 boats entered in this race. About 15 or 20 will not be running because of damage sustained in the first race because of those bumpy waters, a lot of attrition. And we've got Havel in Prix, Team Stalker, Team Bermuda, Nemshoff, and Conch-Attack as we see the lineup. And we've got the green flag now. This race has begun. These 1996 Key West World Championships, the A, B, C, and S class. Kamikaze going to the immediate lead with Team Pepsi on the outside. So your early leaders are Kamikaze, Pepsi, Nemshoff, and Conch-Attack as we have bumpy waters going out of Mallory Square. Baby Kamikaze, a 30-foot motion, off to a great start in the early moments of this race. As we look downfield, everyone off to a great start here in the second and final race of the A, B, C, and S classes. There's Team Pepsi, also off to a great start. Took a second place in Wednesday's race. Team Pepsi now looking upfield. There's Baby Kamikaze. There's Zero Gravity on the inside with Texaco, Havel, and Team Stalker, and Pepsi on the outside. In the early moments of this race, it's Zero Gravity, C9, a 31-foot express cat powered by 510 horsepower Intense Marine inboards with Roger Rex and Scott Mander aboard. Roger the driver, throttle Scott Mander. Zero Gravity took a third place in Wednesday's race. They took a second place in the national point standings, APBA, in their class, and a first place in the prop series. The Zero Gravity, special thanks to Straight Line Painting, Custom Signs, Lavorsi Marine, Dollar Marine for the drives, Pass International, and the crew over at Intense Marine. Of course, Scott Mander, owner-operator of Intense Marine, home for all your high-performance needs, inboards as well as outboards. Intense Marine. Right now it's C9, Zero Gravity, 31-foot Express Cat. On the outside, it's Pepsi and No Mercy. Pepsi and No Mercy on the outside. Zero Gravity, C9 on the inside. There's Pepsi on the outside going around. Zero Gravity. And looking to the leaders, it's Baby Kamikaze, First Scarab, and Nemshoff as we see Zero Gravity on the inside, and of course Pepsi on the far outside. Zero Gravity. There's Pepsi on the outside, Team Pepsi. Battle here in C-Class, Team Pepsi and Zero Gravity in the early moments of this 1996 Key West World Championship second race, A, B, C, and S. Team Pepsi pulling ahead on the outside, but it's Zero Gravity on the inside. Scott Mander and Roger Rex. Great little battle here in C-Class, a lot of flying going on. Team Pepsi there on the outside, Zero Gravity. Looking upfield, Baby Kamikaze, Nemshoff, and First Scarab. First Scarab is a 37-foot Wellcraft Scarab powered by 650 horsepower Teague inboards with Mercruiser drive. The driver John Streep, navigator Joe Black, and throttleman Nigel Hook. First Scarab C5. On the outside, Nemshoff. We're rolling that First Scarab right now. This first offshore racing team was started by Nigel Hook, John Streep, and Joe Black. The state-of-the-art Scarab 37H boat was created to bring a new evolutionary design to the powerboat industry. The features of this race boat are ultimate speed, efficiency, and safety. Fort Scarab Racing Team and its newly designed boat are considered Wellcraft Ultimate Scarab prototype. In this configuration, First Scarab should be running in B class next year, the 1997 racing season. There on the outside, Nemshoff, a great battle here going on between First Scarab and Nemshoff on the outside. Sponsors for First Scarab include First Group, Wellcraft, Arch and Marine. Special thanks to Urban Stice from Para Sportscom, also Bob Teague for the power plants. First Scarab, C5, running excellent all the way on Wednesday's race, but had a problem at the very end. Really wasn't about second place, but then the problem put it further behind. But right now, running excellent First Scarab in a battle with Nemshoff on the outside. First Scarab powered by Teague inboards, a pair of 650 horsepower. Nice throttling there, Nigel Hook from Del Mar, California. There's Nemshoff on the outside. They're battling here in the early moments of the second and final race for these classes. Nemshaw took a first place in Wednesday's race, coming in first place in C-Class. Of course, Nemshaw in an excellent position to get the World Championship, but right now it's a battle with First Scarab. Leaving First Scarab, now let's go to Nemshaw C41, your winner in Wednesday's race in C-Class. Nemshaw, a 40-foot Fabio Buzzi design. As we approach Nemshaw. Nemshaw is powered by two 1,000 horsepower C-Tech diesel inboards with Tri-Max drives. Getting a little closer now, Nemshaw. The driver is Paul Nemshaw. He's from Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Throttle is Mark Nemshaw. And Douglas Hahn is the alternate driver and crew chief. This boat has been prepared by Mr. Richard Jones. C41, Nemshaw in a battle with First Scarab. And there is First Scarab on the inside, as you can see now, with a slight lead. 37-foot Wellcraft against a 40-foot Fabio Buzzi design. There is Nemshaw, C41. Great battle going on here in the early moments between these two sea boats. Nemshaw and First Scarab. Nemshaw and First Scarab first and second overall right now in this race. Got a great start now as we go around the turn. Once again, we should say this is a storm course. It has been shortened because of the change in the weather. And as you can see, it's pretty bumpy out there in the open water here off of Key West. Nemshaw there on the outside, First Scarab on the inside. Paul Nemshaw and Mark Nemshaw aboard this 40-foot FB design. Once again, we should say this is a storm-shortened course. Normally, they go out of Mallory Square about 3 miles out into the open water, but these boats now are basically going along the beach, so it's a shortened course, and as you can see, the waters are a little bit calmer here. The weather has turned, so they're only running maybe 2 or 3 laps, depending on what class. First Scarab on the inside, Nemshaw on the outside, as we see some of that beach in the background. Battle here between First Scarab and Nemshaw in C-Class. Bout racing here between these two boats. Looking downfield, zero gravity. Zero gravity in C. There's Team Pepsi coming up now. Team Pepsi C112, a 29-foot Formula 3, powered by one 900-horsepower HBR competition engine with a Merc Cruiser drive, and there they are. Team Pepsi, it's Barry Podmore, Hugo Delmas, and Joe Sabini. It's an all-Trinidad team. C112, Team Pepsi took a second place on Wednesday, so has a real good shot here at a World Championship in C-Class. Many thanks to Bobby Moore of Custom Marine in Miami and his service manager, Troy Hannon, who played a major role in preparing this boat for the World Championships, and the crew of Team Pepsi, Joey and Larry, who now race in modified class in the Mountain Dew and Taco Bell boat. And this boat was manufactured in Trinidad and Tobago by Formula 3. It's the only 29-footer and single-engine boat to race in C-Class with a 598 cubic inch engine with just over 1,000 horsepower. Team Pepsi. Sponsors include Pepsi, Citibank, and Mobile One. Joey Sabini, Barry Podmore, and Hugo Delmas aboard. Barry the driver, Hugo the navigator, and Joey the throttle man. Joe is also the owner of this 29-foot Formula 3. There's zero gravity as we look upfield. Back to Team Pepsi, seeing many spectators along Truman Annex there as we go down the cut to Mallory Square. Team Pepsi, Joe Sabini, Barry Podmore, and Hugo Delmas. We're certainly glad to see this all-Trinidad crew competing in the World Championships here in Key West, and Freeze Frame Video Productions has certainly enjoyed covering these guys during the season. Uh-oh, they've got a problem. Something making a lot of noise there in that engine. Well, we hope that they can get back into the race, but apparently right now Team Pepsi having a problem with their engine. C112, Team Pepsi. There is LoJack currently in first place in B class. LoJack. Coming up now is Obsession, B88 in second place in B class. Obsession, a 37-foot outer limits. It took a third place on Wednesday's race. B88 Obsession trying to catch up to LoJack right now in second place. Obsession going around the turn now, passing by Mallory Square. As we said, Obsession is currently in second place. It has to beat LoJack to get a world championship, and that's what it's trying to do right now, trying to catch up to LoJack. Obsession powered by two 650 horsepower MRD inboards with Mercruiser drives. Aboard, we've got Harry Turner. Throttle man is Mike Fiore. Navigator Bob Bowman. Harry, of course, is the driver. Obsession. This boat is rigged and maintained by MRD, Marine Research and Development, specializing in the preparation and maintenance of high-performance pleasure and race boats. MRD is able to meet all the mechanical needs, engine packages, transmissions, outdrives, rigging, as well as the fabrication needs for its many satisfied customers. B88 Obsession. Special thanks to Jimmy Buck over at MRD. Steve Ando is the crew chief, crew member John Turner, and we'd like to thank the Obsession Racing Team for helping us to transport our equipment. Right now in second place, B88 Obsession, but it's looking to the leader, LoJack. Let's listen to those MRD inboards. There is zero gravity there on the outside. Zero gravity and LoJack out in front there in first place in B. So Obsession closing in. Zero gravity on the outside. There you see LoJack, the wake of LoJack on the outside right now in first, and Obsession in second. A battle here in B. Going to go right down to the wire. There is a LoJack, not that far ahead. Obsession making up a lot of room right now. Harry Turner, Mike Fiore, and Bob Bowman doing a great job. Bow to bow here, as you can see, very close together. Not much room between these two boats. LoJack and Obsession. Obsession once again on the inside. As we said, this is a storm shortened course, though. This is a very fast, quick race. Looking downfield, Rain-X Express. As we go up now, there is zero gravity and Rain-X Express. Zero gravity on the outside. Rain-X Express there going up ahead on the inside. B50, 28-foot Wellcraft Scarab powered by two 630 horsepower Hawk Racing inboards with Mercruiser drives. It's Rain-X Express in B class, B50. Mike Hoffman is the driver. He's from Indianapolis. Navigator Mike Stancombe also from Indianapolis, and Throttle man Joe Grayson from Bloomington. On the outside is the Muscle. Battle here going on between the Muscle and Rain-X Express. A Wellcraft Scarab against a power play. They're battling here for third place. Right now in first is LoJack. Obsession is in second. And here's a battle for third. Rain-X and the Muscle in B class. Rain-X Hawk Racing inboards. Took a fourth place in the Wednesday race. Has a real good shot here today. This team is the Cut Loose Racing Team. It's sponsored by Boat Sales Inc. and Rain-X. A lot of accomplishments for this young team. They took a second in Sarasota, first in Islamorada, and a second in the Bahamas. Sponsors include Rain-X, Northside Chevy Geo, ESPN2, the Rain-X girls, Cindy and Cheryl, Mark and Charlene for the graphics and race support, and CT Peppers and the race sponsors. Right now, it's Rain-X Express. Let's listen to those Hawk Racing inboards. There's the Muscle. It's bumpy out there. As we said, it's a storm-shortened course. The Muscle on the outside. They're battling here. Great competition between these two boats. For third place, we got LoJack and Obsession first and second. And right now, these guys are battling for third position. Rain-X and the Muscle, a power play against the Scarab. Gonna go right down to the wire. There's the Muscle. It's a 33-foot power play. Powered by two 650 horsepower Innovation inboards with Speedmaster drives. David Branch and Ed McCabe aboard. Dave's the driver. Throttle man Ed McCabe. They're both from Sarasota, Florida. The Muscle, your national champion in B class APBA. Diamond Dave Branch, he's the driver. Fast Eddie McCabe, throttle man. These guys were rookies this year in this 1996 racing season. A great season it was. They were your national champions, APBA, and Freeze Frame Video Productions has certainly enjoyed covering them, and we wish them the very best of luck for the remainder of this race. Oh, they're hooking it. They're hooking it as they go into the helicopter. As we said, we wish them the very best of luck for the remainder of this race and the 1997 season and many, many seasons to come. Fast Eddie and Diamond Dave. Going around the turn now. 33-foot power play. The Muscle. You're watching the 1996 Key West World Championships as we see Magic Potion going around there. Magic Potion, top of the pack in B. B9, Magic Potion. There you see some of the beach there in Key West. Rough waters here off of Key West. We have a storm-shortened course as we see Magic Potion in the distance. It's a 34-foot Magic powered by two 600-horsepower Chevy Tegan boards with Mercruiser drives. Aboard, we've got driver Rob Storley. He's from Benicia, California. Navigator Steve Ingram from Valencia, California. Throttleman Bob Teague from Valencia. Magic Potion dominated B-class in Wednesday's race, but had a problem in the last lap. But had a very good race until the very end. Right now, running in the top of the pack, Magic Potion B9. Magic Potion was your Western Division champion this year in this 1996 racing season. Other crew members include James Jaber, Charlie Schneider, and Ryan Thor. Rob Storley would like to thank his wife Margaret and kids Nicholas and Alexandra, and of course the staff of Teague Custom Marine for all of their support. Magic Potion. Rob Storley, Steve Ingram, and Bob Teague aboard. There they are. "34-foot Magic, powered by Chevy Tegan boards. Second and final race for the A, B, C, and S classes today. The world champions will be crowned after this race is over. There's Zero Gravity in C class. Zero Gravity now running in third place with Pepsi out of the race. Nemshoff, First Scarab, and Zero Gravity. As we now, in the distance, see Baby Kamikaze. 30-foot motion, powered by two 200-horsepower Mercury outboards. Mike Hidalgo, the driver, throttle Ricardo Acosta. Mike's from Miami, Ricardo from Puerto Rico. Baby Kamikaze S45 right now in first place in S-Class. We have at least two boats out of the race in S-Class. They include Cutting Edge and Team Stalker. Raceboat Water Sports right now is in second place. If it continues in second place, it will be your world champion in S. But right now, Baby Kamikaze in first, smoking around this course, dominating S-Class. Baby Kamikaze S45. Mike Hidalgo and Ricardo Acosta. Carried by two 200-horsepower Mercury outboards. Baby Kamikaze. As we head towards Mallory Square, number one right now, Baby Kamikaze. There on the outside, Great Lakes Caster. Great Lakes Caster right now currently running in fourth place in B class. Now we should explain that Great Lakes Caster is running with Joanna's number, B28. And we'll explain that as we get on that boat a little closer. But right now we're talking about Kamikaze, Baby Kamikaze in first place. Baby Kamikaze, number one in S-Class. As going around the turn, there we see Mallory Square in the background. All right now, Great Lakes Caster is running, as we said, with Joanna's number, B28. Joanna had some damage problems in the first race, did very, very well, took a second place in Wednesday's race, but could not run today. So, as a courtesy, let's say, Great Lakes Caster, who placed 11th on Wednesday's race, decided to run with Joanna's number, and Joanna will get the points, if any, in this race. And right now, Great Lakes Caster is running very well. Of course, Joanna has a chance to move up and get some points and do some damage here in these World Championships. Great Lakes Caster running in fourth place right now, so doing very well. This is a 33-foot fountain powered by two 500-horsepower Mercury inboards with Mercruiser drives. Drivers Jeff Halett, Rotterman Duck Popma. Great Lakes Caster running with Joanna's number, B28. In B, it's Low-Jack, then Obsession, Magic Potion, and Great Lakes Caster doing a good job for the Joanna racing team. Now, if Great Lakes Caster continues in this position, well, Joanna will wind up in third place for the World Championships here in Key West. Of course, Joanna getting the points. Some of the sponsors include Great Lakes Caster and Haled Signs and Dameron Truck Sales. Great Lakes Casters. Nice throttling there, Doug Popma. Jeff Halett, the driver. Powered by two 500-horsepower Mercury inboards with Mercruiser drives. Okay, now here's a little update on the leaders in C and A class. In C, it's Nemshoff, First Scarab, and Zero Gravity. In A, Rain-X Express. Then, of course, we have Media Master and Team Irresistible battling in A class. Good competition there. Now it's Instigator. Instigator, a 32-foot activator powered by two 600-horsepower Bandit Racing inboards with Mercruiser drives. The driver is Joe Scrow. Today's navigator is Benny Alfonso, throttleman Peter Meyer. Special thanks to Lux Air and Lux Air Conditioning. Also special thanks to Peter Meyer's wife, Julie, for all of her support during the racing season. And Stonehenge Pub and CDC Payroll Services. Also Kurtz Marine and Kurt Berger and the rest of the staff of Kurtz Marine for those great Bandit Racing inboards. Instigator, B1 32-foot activator. Little rocking and rolling there. It's bumpy out there. The weather has turned here in Key West. Peter Meyer doing a nice job there at throttle. A lot of flying going on there with Instigator, Joe Scrow, Benny Alfonso, and Peter Meyer. Now let's take a look at B69 Kiss of Fire 29-foot Phantom. Kiss of Fire is powered by one 865 horsepower Zool racing engine with a Mercruiser drive. The owner is Peter Peak. He's from Port of Spain. He's also the throttle man on this 29-foot Phantom. Keith Murray is the driver. Kiss of Fire B69. Those Zool racing engines are manufactured on Long Island. Always reliable Zool racing engine. Nice throttling job there by Mr. Peter Peak. Peter and Keith both from the Port of Spain. Glad to have them here in the World Championships in Key West. Number of foreign entries. Originally, we had about 115 entries in these World Championships overall, but now we're down quite a bit because of the bumpy waters in the first race on Wednesday. A lot of damage sustained by the various racing teams. So we're down. Just listen to that Zool racing engine. C30, No Mercy, a 30-foot formula powered by two 600 horsepower Blue Thunder inboards with Mercruiser drives. The driver is Hank Kleber. Throttleman Joe Agnon. Hank is from Dania, Florida. Joe from Pompano, Florida. No Mercy. Joe's the owner-operator of Agnon Performance Marine, specializes in parts, services, storage, and sales of high-performance boats. Agnon Performance Marine. The racing team would also like to thank Scott Porter from Formula, Marine Toy Mender, Gator Upholstery, Marine Performance, Mr. John Poppy in particular. Also, Randy at Marine Drive Systems and Blue Thunder for the power plants. No Mercy, C30, a 30-foot formula. Hank Kleber and Joe Agnon doing a fine job. Those Blue Thunder engines doing their job. Just listen. There, of course, the beach of Key West there in the background. Boats are staying close to the shore today because of the storm-shortened course. Not going out into the open water. Looking downfield in the distance is C4 Explosive. As we get a little closer now, we can tell you it's a 28-foot Douglas skater powered by two 2.5 EFIs. Driver is Brian Darling, throttle John Pace. They're both from Huntington Beach, California. Explosive C4. Nice looking boat, nice paint job there, C4. Mercury outboards. This race beginning to wind down now, and very shortly we will be compiling the results and giving you the winners of this race as well as the world champions in A, B, C, and S class as we complete the second and final race in these classes here in Key West. Once again, Explosive, a 28-foot Douglas skater powered by two 2.5 EFIs. Mercury outboards. The owner is John Pace. He's also the throttle man. It's a Huntington Beach, California team. Brian Darling doing a fine job at the wheel. Some spectator boats in the background as we go by the beach. See many spectators there along the beach, and there is Shogun on the outside. Shogun. As these boats head into Mallory Square. A88 Media Master, a 30-foot superboat powered by one 650 horsepower MRD inboard with a Mercruiser drive. Matt Beck is the driver. Throttle man is Pat Sullivan. Media Master currently in second place. If it continues this way, it will be your world champion in A class. A88 Media Master, 30-foot superboat manufactured right on Long Island, New York. Rigged and maintained by MRD, Marine Research and Development. A88 Media Master, Pat Sullivan and Matt Beck, as you can see. Pat Sullivan filling in for the original throttle man, Greg Quirk. Battle going on in B class right now, Low Jack and Obsession. Both, of course, rigged and maintained by MRD. Media Master looking to be your world champion in A class if it stays right where it is. Media Master 30-foot superboat. S6 Race Boat Water Sports, a 28-foot Douglas skater powered by two 200 horsepower Mercury outboards. David Bagg is the driver. Throttle is Paul Whittier. Dave's from Grand Junction, Colorado. Paul Whittier from Friday Harbor, Washington. Now, Raceboat Watersports is currently in second place, and if it stays that way, it could very well be your world champion in S-Class, but it's got to contend with Team Bermuda. Here's the situation in Wednesday's race. Raceboat Watersports took a fourth place. Team Bermuda took a second place. It's reversed now with Raceboat Watersports in second, Team Bermuda in fourth, so it may just come down to the team that has the highest average speed. Time will tell. Now, this will be the last boat that we will be covering for you in the second and final race in the A, B, C, and S. And very shortly, we will have the final results for you. We will be naming the world champions in A, B, C, and S class here in Key West in the 1996 World Championships. There's S6 Race Boat Watersports, your possible world champion in S. So that's it as we overlook beautiful Key West, Florida here. It's over, the second and final race in the A, B, C, and S classes. Very shortly now, we will be crowning your world champion. We had very fast racing, safe racing, and it was a short race because of the storm-shortened course, 2 to 3 laps, depending on what classes you were watching. Very shortly, we will be giving you the final results in this race, and then, of course, naming the world champion in the respective classes, the A, the B, the C, and the S, here in these 1996 Key West World Championships as we overlook this beautiful cruise ship and the many people that had a great vantage point of watching this race here today in Key West. It was a fast race and a short race, but most importantly, it was a safe race. No major mishaps as we overlook once again the cruise ship and the pier house and a number of other hotels and restaurants here in this vacation mecca and the southernmost tip of the continental, the United States. Key West, Florida. And now here are the final results for today's race. In Offshore C was Nemshov, then First Scarab and Zero Gravity. Nemshov taking the checkered flag in Offshore C class. In Offshore B, La Gran Argentina or LoJack coming up in first place, followed by Obsession and Magic Potion in third place. But La Gran Argentina, number 1 in Offshore B. Offshore A class, it was Rain-X Express taking the checkered flag, followed by Media Master in second place, and in third, Team Irresistible. Rain-X Express right out on top in Offshore A. In stock class, Baby Kamikaze taking the checkered flag, followed by, in second place, Raceboat Water Sports and Texaco Haviland 3. Baby Kamikaze, stock class winner in today's race. And now here are your 1996 World Champions. In Offshore C class was Nemshov, taking 2 checkered flags in a row, followed by Zero Gravity and First Scarab. Nemshov, your World Champion, 1996 in Offshore C. In Offshore B, it was La Gran Argentina or LoJack. Once again, 2 checkered flags in a row for LoJack, followed by Obsession and Joanna. La Gran Argentina, your World Champion in Offshore B. Offshore A, Media Master, 30-foot superboat, taking the World Championship in Offshore A, followed by the Subluxator and Phase 1. Media Master, World Champion Offshore A. In stock class, Raceboat Water Sports came out on top in first place, followed by Team Bermuda, and in third place, Texaco Haviland 3. Raceboat Water Sports beat out Team Bermuda with the highest average speed by less than half a mile per hour. Great battle there. A great event, this 1996 Key West World Championships, also a safe event, no mishaps, and Freeze Frame Video Productions was proud to be a part of it. Now, before we go, there are a few people that we would like to thank. First off, everyone over at SBR, Superboat International, also APBA, and the U.S. Offshore Racing Association for orchestrating a fine event. Also, our Freeze Frame Video Production crew, Gary and Nancy Johnson, Peter Magnani, and Charlie Tesoro, our helicopter pilot Dave Clark from Rotors in Motion, for always doing an excellent job. Also, we'd like to thank the people who helped us transport our equipment here to Key West. They included the people over at Mercury Marine, Obsession Racing Team, and Ingle Marine. Also, we would like to thank the people who are going to help us to take our equipment out of Key West, and they include the Instigator Race Team, Obsession, and Ocean Outboard. It's been a great 1996 racing season. On behalf of Jeff Girardi and the rest of the Freeze Frame Video Production crew, this is Vince Lipari wishing you a fond farewell from Key West, Florida, hoping to see you soon next year for the 1997 racing season. Bye, everyone.